Hello and welcome to Navigating Your Community, a podcast brought to you by Link and our friends at Lehigh Valley Public Media. I'm Caitlin Mack, and I'm joined today by Christina Tomczyk, one of Link's incredible staff who has worked with more than 100 newcomer households. She's born and raised in the region and is a wealth of local knowledge. I'm thrilled that you're here today, Christina. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So, as you know, this series is designed to help individuals and families who are new to Pennsylvania feel more connected, informed, and confident as they settle into the region. And today, we've chosen to talk about a topic that we're, I think, both really excited about because it is May 29th as we're recording this episode, and that means summer is just around the corner. So we're going to be talking about summer in Pennsylvania, and not just what to do, but also what to expect when you're new to a region. What is summer like here? Because summer is full of surprises. Today, we're going to talk about outdoor adventures, local traditions, day trips, libraries, pools, parks, and a few things that might not be on newcomer radar. So if there is a season right for adventure, I don't know. What do you say?
It's summer.
It's summer. All right, so let's dive in. All right, so welcome, Christina. You've lived in the Lehigh Valley your whole life, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Entire life, born and raised.
And now you're helping newcomers through Link feel welcome and supported as they get rooted here.
Mm-hmm.
Before we dive into what summer is like in Eastern PA, we have decided to introduce a little game. And so we turn to our close friends and the folks we love over at Discover Lehigh Valley. I'm going to throw out a few summer ideas that Discover Lehigh Valley suggests on its summer bucket list. And Christina, I want you to tell us your local farmers market. Love it or leave it?
Absolutely love it. You have to check out the farmers markets in the Lehigh Valley.
There's one in every town, right?
Literally.
Okay, how about the cup for ice cream in Bethlehem?
I would say love it to that as well, but it's known as the Cup for the locals, but its true name is the Bethlehem Dairy Store. So if you're trying to find it online, you can definitely Google like the cup, but check out the Bethlehem Dairy Store for sure.
Oh, that's a great tip. I didn't realize that, actually. Good job. How about Beltsville State Park?
I'm going to say leave it, especially if you're trying to go there in the summer. It gets very crowded. The entire parking lot fills up very quickly. If you want to explore Beltsville for like walking and hiking, definitely check it out in the fall, but not in the summertime.
That's excellent tip. How about the free music at the Levitt Pavilion? We're here at the Steel Stacks, and I saw Levitt Pavilion as we walked in.
Yeah. It's actually on my bucket list myself. I have not experienced music there, but I'm going to say love it. I've seen videos and stuff online. It looks like it's really well attended to check out some local musicians.
Yeah, nationally renowned free outdoor music programming. It's pretty cool. How about the Lehigh Valley Zoo?
I love the Lehigh Valley Zoo as well. I think it's a great place to take families. It's walkable. It's big enough that the kids can have a good time without having to go like to Philadelphia or a larger zoo.
Cool. How about hot air balloon rides?
Also on my personal bucket list, have not done it yet. So I'm going to say love it, but I'm also slightly afraid of heights now in my older years. So it stays on that list for a while.
That's awesome. Maybe we'll circle back on where you can get a hot air balloon ride in the Lehigh Valley. How about Music Fest?
I love Music Fest. I think it has something to offer for everyone, whether you're going for the music, the food, the festivities. Definitely something to check out.
Awesome. And I know we're not going to talk too much about Music Fest in our summer episode, but stay tuned for festivals, and we'll definitely cover more on Music Fest there. How about the Iron Pigs baseball game?
Yeah, I would say definitely check out an Iron Pigs game. Love it. There's something, again, for everyone of every age, whether you're watching the game. They have activities for kids. They have a play area even. It's a great experience.
Cool. How about Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom?
Yeah, I would say I love it, and I would also say leave it. I think it's a great local option for an amusement park close to home that you can get to, within like 15 to 20 minutes, depending where you live. It's also one of the oldest continuous operating amusement parks in the U.S. So that's kind of a fun fact and a great reason to check it out. But yeah, it gets very crowded as well. So that's something to be mindful of.
Yes, yes. I know a lot of families who go early, get the season pass, when there's a great
Mhm.
deal on it, and then that way too they can just go for a couple hours on a summer night, hang out, and they don't necessarily have to stay and get their money's worth, for the
Right.
full park in one day. How about last love it or leave it item is drive-in movies. So we have Shankweiler's or Becky's. So take your pick. Do you love it or leave it?
I love both. I love going to both. They have both been in operation for 80, 90 plus years. It's nostalgic. There's so much to offer just being in a different environment than a movie theater.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I know that some of our listeners are going to have strong opinions about this, and your leave it might be someone else's love it, and vice versa. So let us know what you think Christina got right in the comments or maybe got wrong. If you're listening, we'd love to hear from you. All right, so we're going to shift now to talking about all things summer. What do you love about summer in the Lehigh Valley?
I love summer in the Lehigh Valley because it allows you to have so many different kinds of summer days without needing to go to a big city or have that big city feeling. You can go to the farmers market, experience live music,
Mm.
take part in festivals and celebrations, seasonal foods and things like that. There's tons of outdoor activities. You really can have a different type of day each day of the week.
That's so true. I love that. Like, there's a lot of variety that you can pack into a summer day, and they're long. um, One of the things that I was thinking about with that I'm looking forward to yesterday, we finally had some great weather, and I came out of an event and it was 8 o'clock at night. It was still so bright and sunny, and as the sun went down, I was thinking about all the fireflies that are going to start coming out and
Mm.
catching them, and something that you don't know when we lived outside of this area, we didn't have that experience of like catching lightning bugs and fireflies and seeing all of that. So. What tell me, one of the things I love about this region is you can have a real adventure without necessarily taking a full vacation, right? You don't have to get hotels or cabins. So I know many folks who move here, they're specifically wondering, what can I do outside? And they all are asking about hikes and outdoor recreation opportunities. Certainly that's top of mind for all of us as summer hits.
Mhm.
So, what are some of the places you recommend for outdoor fun?
Yeah, I think Jacobsburg Park
Yeah.
is super approachable. Hawk Mountain Sanctuary.
Oh, I love
Um,
Hawk
Me
Mountain.
too.
They have the boulders there. There are so many places that you can go explore. I know at Link we will sometimes piggyback and join the Wildlands Conservancy. That is a great resource for folks new to the area to explore a lot of different places to hike and walk and different levels of exertion and difficulty on the trails, and they have quite a large territory all the way up into the Poconos, some of the preserves that they maintain and the trails they maintain. So definitely check out the Wildlands Conservancy website.
Mhm.
I also recently came across this Facebook group called Women of Adventure, and so that is a Lehigh Valley based organizing group for women that want to go out and seek outdoor experiences with other women. And I think they even have started to take some trips together outside of the valley. But if that's something you're really into and have time for.
Yeah, and their stuff is really open to any ability, short walks, more experience, and things like that. So they really do offer something for everyone.
That's awesome. What if people want like a bigger day trip experience? Where might you go?
So I mentioned before the Poconos briefly. I definitely recommend the Pocono region. In that region, you can check out Bushkill Falls, which you do have to pay to get into.
Okay.
It's a small fee per person, but you can literally spend the day walking along man-made paths along waterfalls, which is really breathtaking. It doesn't feel like it's meant to be there because it's so quiet and peaceful, but it's a great place to escape.
Yeah. Now, when I lived in California, it was wet season and dry season. So in the summertime, it was super dry. Everything that was green turned brown. And I really didn't have to think that much about like bugs or humidity. It just wasn't the thing. But for folks here who might have been moving from anywhere else in the world, what are some things to know specifically if you're outdoors in the summertime? Like, what do you have to prepare for?
Yeah, definitely recommend first making sure that you have closed-toed shoes. Um,
Oh, very smart.
yeah,
Unless you're gonna be maybe walking on a creek or stream or
right,
something.
right. Something very minimal. But if you're planning on going on a few mile hike or anything like that, definitely closed-toed shoes. First aid supplies. I can't
Oh.
tell you how important it is to bring
I
first aid
forgot how well
supplies.
prepared you are for everything, Chris. She's the right person to be talking to about this.
Also consider wearing bright colored clothing.
Mm,
It makes it a little bit easier to check yourself at the end for ticks or bugs or anything else.
mm.
Plus, it helps with the temperature. It gets very humid in summer here in Pennsylvania. So, wearing dark clothes can kind of make that feel even worse. So, lighter colored clothing have kind of a twofold effect there.
Yeah.
Um,
Now you mentioned something. You said the word tick, and I know for some folks that is like a really scary thing to be thinking about. Oh, I'm going to go outside and there's ticks, but you are in Pennsylvania, and that's
right.
just like a reality of living here, is it not? So what do you do if you find a tick? I mean, for some people that'll be a new experience.
Yeah. So, I would recommend getting the tick checked. I know East Stroudsburg University has a free tick testing program that you can get your tick tested. This is a tongue twister. To make sure that it doesn't carry Lyme disease or anything else like that. But also make sure that you're doing your own self checks after you've been outside. Check your legs, your waist, underarms, things like that, your hair and scalp, because they can attach anywhere.
Yeah, it's a quick thing. I know. So I have two boys, 11 and 6, and they were playing around in our backyard just recently, and we come in and that's what we do. We just do the tick check, and then we say, all right, as they're getting ready to
Right,
go in the shower or whatnot. They're all smelly and dirty anyway, so make it part of your bath time routine.
right.
And the chances of getting something from a tick goes down if you find them quickly. So that
Mhm.
time is of the essence. So that's great. I also think you can't have a conversation about summer. Moving on to maybe a more popular part of the summer routine, which is thinking about being by the water. Pennsylvania doesn't have its own coast, so for some folks, they're like, okay, where do I go to experience water in the summertime? What do you recommend?
A lot of the towns and the cities here in the Lehigh Valley have community pools,
Okay.
which are a great option. Even if you have kids and they need to learn how to swim, they offer swimming lessons too. There's usually either a daily admission fee that's usually under $10, or you can buy season passes by individual or by family. So I
I
think that
love
that's a
that.
really great resource to kind of start with. And then you can kind of expand out into beaches and other areas.
Oh, okay. So, I used to live by a beach. And so we moved. I was very keen on like, where do I go to the beach? So, can you go to the beach for a day trip from the Lehigh Valley?
Absolutely. There
Okay.
are a number of beaches within a 2-mile span. Um, a lot,
Two
or
mile
not
or
2 mile. Oh my goodness, 2 hours.
I wish it was
I
two
wish it
miles.
was
That would
two
be so
miles.
nice.
If only. But yes, there are a lot within 2 hours of the Lehigh Valley, a lot within New Jersey specifically that I can think of. I know, Caitlin, you've had a lot of experience going to some of those New Jersey beaches. Did you want to speak to
Oh,
like your favorites?
well, yeah, so we did start exploring, and Long Branch, Bradley, Belmar, Point Pleasant, they're all kind of in the same area, and like their websites are really good at kind of differentiating what the feel of each of them are. And we found that in Belmar, they were doing surf lessons, and you could go on a Saturday morning. You could we signed our son up for like a surf lesson. With an instructor. And then we just spent a few hours, like 3 or 4 hours there, and then drove home. And we really liked that. But we chose it because we kind of wanted a little surf experience. When we're just looking to go chill, I do like Spring Lake, but there's lots of rules. So again, like check out the website, know before you go at Spring Lake. It's a really nicely kept beach, but because they don't allow any food on the
Mm.
sand, every once in a while you see people trying to have their little snack under their towel, but really everyone, I would say, like they keep their coolers on this little like wooden walkway, and or choose to eat at like a snack stand down the way. But it's quiet, and a nice, again, like we do it in a couple hours and then we just come home. So leave early to try to beat the traffic and then we're home for dinner. Really nice. I also heard Terry, though, talking about Island State Park in New Jersey.
Mm.
And this morning I was in a meeting and I asked, what's your favorite thing about summer in the Lehigh Valley or what's your favorite thing to do? And they said Island State Park. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's great. And I guess folks love that they have hiking trails, beaches, shower facilities. It's like very clean. There's a car entrance fee, so you pay, to get in, but that you have to go early.
Mm.
So it fills up fast, and like once the parking lot's full, you can't go. So that would be the only caveat if you're going to Island State Park. So how about other day trips? Not everyone wants to go to water or sand. So tell me, like, what are some of your go-to day trips? And are there any mistakes or things that newcomers might want to think about or avoid when they take them to
Yeah.
make the most of the experience?
So I actually don't live far from Jim Thorpe, but I still consider it as part of a day trip because when we go there, we spend the whole day. It's beautiful. Plan though for being in traffic during their festival seasons. Plan for
Yeah.
parking and having to, walk a bit away for parking and things like that. It gets very, very crowded, but there are amazing little shops there, and
So
there's
cute.
so cute. There's an
Mm-hmm.
opera house that does cover bands if you like music, tons of great restaurants. Definitely recommend checking that out.
Yep.
Have you been to Hershey?
Oh, I haven't been to Hershey in a very long time.
Okay.
But my kids have gone recently. Other folks have taken them, and they love it. They love it because there's
Okay.
Chocolate World.
Absolutely. So in Hershey, Pennsylvania, you have Chocolate World and you have Hershey Park itself. So Chocolate World is free to get into. There's a little ride, and most of it's just kind of shopping in a store for memorabilia kind of things and stuff like that. And then there's an actual park that you pay to get into and stuff like that. Usually you can get discounts if you follow them on social media. So good tip for like entrance fee pricing and stuff like that. And something to consider, it's only 30 minutes away from the state capitol.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, if you decide to go to like Chocolate World specifically, you could kind of start there and go to Harrisburg and kind of look more at the historical things and what Harrisburg has to offer as well.
Oh, that's very cool. I love that.
Yeah. Knoebels is always a fun fan favorite in my family.
Knoebels. Yes.
Love it.
I feel like you kind of know what Hershey Park might entail. So tell us, like, what is Knoebels?
So Knoebels is also an amusement park, but there's no entrance fee.
Ah, that's what makes it different.
It does make it very different, and I think that's what makes it so family friendly. Where the entrance fee sometimes can make it really unaffordable. So there you're paying per ride or for like a wristband to ride the rides all day. But it's a well received place to go, and love going there.
Yeah. I mean, so this is another one where I went as a kid and it seems very like it's very like old school, like a throwback
Yeah.
amusement park, right? Whereas like Dorney Park and Wild Order Kingdom has all like the new rides and it's all about, right? And
Yes.
Knoebels still has like those tried and true.
Yes, it still has the wooden coaster that it had from many years ago. The old cars that you can drive on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard folks talk about Longwood Gardens, and I haven't been there yet, but I always see pictures of folks that go throughout the year. Is this a place you'd recommend as a day trip?
Absolutely. From my understanding, I've never been there, but I know of people who have, who go multiple times a year, actually. It's a destination kind of garden experience, and it has acres upon acres of gardens, woodlands, and different meadows.
Yeah.
So definitely worth checking out.
See, I love this because, again, a lot of the newcomer people that come, I feel like outdoor recreation and
Mhm.
increasingly folks love plants. Like,
Yeah.
right? We often give gifts like welcome gifts to our clients who move here. And, because you can't often take plants with you from wherever you're from, you can't move with them in the moving van. So, you're starting fresh. And so Longwood Gardens, like, what a cool place. And I know people make it an annual tradition to go
Mhm.
at different times of year and something they look forward to. How about like aquariums? I heard there's one in Camden that's like ranked pretty high in terms of like best aquariums in the US.
Yeah, that would be the Adventure Aquarium in Camden.
Okay.
They are in the top 10 aquariums in the USA, according to USA Today, which is really amazing to have something that renowned so close to home.
Yeah, awesome. And okay, so we didn't really talk about summer weather in Pennsylvania yet.
Right.
Like, let's calibrate on that a little bit. What is the summer weather like and how hot and humid does it get?
It gets very humid in the
Okay.
Lehigh Valley. Um, it's if you're coming from across the US, your summer in like California where you're from is probably much different than what we're experiencing here. Temperatures could be, let's say, in the 80s and 90s, but it'll feel much hotter because of the level of humidity.
Yeah.
It also rains a lot here in the summer, unfortunately.
Or
Um,
fortunately, I don't know,
True.
I love like a hot summer storm that you can go out and you like ditch the umbrella, kind of dancing in the rain
Oh yeah.
style.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a hot storm, yes. Absolutely, but, sometimes that can affect your outdoor activity,
It
so
does cancel things, which again, I wasn't used to because on the West Coast it's dry. And so, think about like weddings. It was like
Mm,
perfect wedding. You never had to have a plan B really in July for an outdoor thing. But here, we didn't mention like the velodrome, but they have
mm,
Friday racing and people come from all over the world to race the velodrome, but it's an outdoor cement steep slope that they ride on. And if it's
mhm.
raining, it gets canceled. And some of the concerts,
Right.
right, also will get canceled. So you do have to check the weather in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, definitely check the weather.
So if it is raining, if it is very hot and humid, what do you recommend for indoor activities? Like, what are the things that you think folks enjoy the most?
I think one thing, especially, like, the younger crowd, axe throwing, bowling is always a fun pastime for any age bracket and stuff like that. I know we have some arcades in the area as well to kinda keep the fun a little bit lower key and things.
Yeah, Link always does. So we do our summer series,
Right.
and the summer we're going to the drive-in movies at Shankweiler's. Then we're going to do a trivia night at a local brewery, and then Be Social, which is a
Mhm.
relatively new, but they have bowling, arcades, all of that. So
Right.
I think that's a great suggestion.
Yeah, all in one.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Um The Crayola experience is a great option. During the day, tons of activities for kids to learn about art and being creative. And more recently, they created Crayola after dark, I believe it's called,
Okay.
where they bring in like a DJ and they do like adult workshops and like change the vibing completely inside. So something for everyone again.
Yeah.
Um,
That's neat. I've heard of people throwing parties, like parties or events at Crayola, like
yeah.
after dark, because usually Crayola, if you're going to the Crayola experience, I think it closes, um, I'd say my before dinner time.
Right. Right.
I don't know if it's exactly 4 or 5 o'clock. Again, check out their website, make sure you know. And I also, so we've done some events at the Allentown Art Museum
hmm
because they do some craft things, but that's another free indoor activity.
hmm
To go to the Allentown Art Museum, a generous donor in the community made it so that that museum, which used to be something that was ticketed and you'd have to pay for, is now free for the whole community. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Anything else you'd recommend?
I think you could even consider going to Philadelphia. Not far from the Lehigh Valley either. And if you're in Philadelphia, there's so much to do that's tied to science, history, and really what makes that area great. I love going to the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
Oh,
The
great.
Ben Franklin Institute is another great option.
Yeah.
There's so much to do in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. This is great. I'm like adding things to my summer list as we're talking. But speaking of that, this is a lot, right? There's like overwhelming. There's so many places you could go and try. Like, what do you recommend to like make this feel a little bit more bite-sized and approachable for someone who's like, okay, well, I can't do it all next week. Like, where do you get started?
I think just picking one thing and starting from there. Trying something new even too, something that you haven't experienced yet, because the area has so much to offer. But consider maybe just picking one at a time, giving yourself a couple weeks to kind of plan things out and stuff like that. If you have a family, let everyone pick one so that it's really a collective effort.
Oh, I love that. I love that idea. We've already tried for us, obviously the beach thing is a big, so we're already starting to put it on the calendar, like when we're going to
Right.
do the day trip to the beach. And then we have to keep it kind of flexible because you want to pick like maybe on Saturday, the weather's a little iffy, Sunday's better. So
Right.
trying to stay flexible, but also like plan ahead appropriately.
Mhm.
Now, some of these things can get pretty expensive quickly. What are some of the ways that folks can enjoy summer uh, in Eastern PA without feeling like every weekend is just like busting their budget?
Right. I would say something to consider. I know we kind of touched about Levitt Pavilion, but there's free movies in a lot of the parks in the area for the kids and stuff like that. They offer free viewings. You just bring like a blanket or chairs. They'll do food trucks there and stuff like that with snacks. And then also the concerts that are free, like the Levitt Pavilion.
Yeah, they've already started doing that. It's not even summer yet,
Hmm.
and some of the concerts and movies have already begun, which is really awesome. Okay, I have never heard this term before, splash pad. So tell me about this. What are splash pads, and how or why would you go to one?
Um, it's not a pool,
Okay.
but it's a way that you can get your feet wet, let's say.
Literally.
Literally, yeah.
You're like,
It
come on, Caitlin. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Right. No, no, no. It's a place that you can go as, kids love it. They love getting like through the different fountain kind of experiences and splashing around in it.
Yeah.
They feel like they're making a mess, but they're not. So it's a great experience.
Yeah. And I think there's some, like, where though? Do you have to just look it up? Are there any places that the splash pads are known to be fun or good?
Yeah. So Grange Park in Upper Macungie, they have a really nice one. There's one in Lower Nazareth, Bucky Boyle Park in Allentown, and then I believe there's one in Bethlehem called Yosco Park,
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
believe is the name.
Cool.
So
All
definitely
right.
check those out.
I I admittedly only can think of the outside in promenade,
Yes.
the promenade shops in Saucon Valley. There's a Starbucks there for all of you folks that are maybe in the Upper Saucon, Lower Saucon region, or even Bethlehem. And most of the summer, you could take your kids and let them run around in a little water fountain that's really like right next to the Starbucks. And I think it keeps that business going. They're like thriving with that little wet area. But
Right.
if you don't want your child to get wet in the summertime and they're not dressed for that, you might want to avoid
Right.
the Starbucks and the promenade shops. All right. So, how about there was one other thing that came to mind because we have this running club. We have a few meetup clubs. I know you help with the trivia night.
Hmm.
There's a group that sometimes will meet up to run around the Lehigh Valley. One of our colleagues was talking about Lil Lehigh Trout Nursery, and that's the official name. But what do folks call it? They call it
They call it the fish hatchery.
fish hatchery. Okay. So the fish hatchery is another like it's a great spot. It's right there in the Lehigh Parkway.
Hmm.
You'll find people running, biking, walking, just like exploring, and it's also like a nice way to be feel like a part of nature.
Absolutely. Great option.
And what about okay, my kids are now going to be leaving school starting summer, and for me I'm always like where's the reading list for
Hmm.
summer so that they continue to learn and grow and don't forget everything they learned this year. Um, Tell me some of the things about Pennsylvania libraries or local libraries. What should people know?
A lot of them have reading challenges so that your kids can stay busy over the summer.
I love that.
Reading so many minutes, so many books, depending. They also have, depending on how old your kids are, they have story hours, they have STEM programs to keep them engaged with the sciences and things like that. I know some of them offer movie nights, craft nights. They really put together a lot of programming to
Yeah.
keep the kids entertained
Yeah.
during these summer months.
I so and how you can stitch together, the weekly library experience. For us, our library is located really close to the community pool, and so we would make it something where you just the pool didn't open till noon, so you could go to the library, check out some books, read, just like chill, and then have a whole afternoon at the community pool. And you could park once and do it all, and I loved that. So check out to see like how you can just make it part of a routine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have covered so much in this conversation. I hope I'm certainly learned a few things about summer and the places you love to go. I hope the folks listening have as well. So we're now in our final segment, and before we wrap up, we're going to do these last questions rapid fire. All right. So
I'm
I
ready.
don't want you to overthink this. Just tell me what comes to mind. All right. So I want to know for Christina Tomsick, what is the summer activity you are most looking forward to?
Any outdoor concert.
Concerts. Love it.
Concerts.
Okay. How about your favorite ice cream shop?
Crazy Cone in Whitehall.
Crazy Cone. Is there a certain ice cream?
They do all soft serve and they do Flavor Swirl.
Look at that. Okay. Favorite place to go on a hot summer day?
Bushkill Falls in the Poconos.
How about the sports team you'll be rooting for this
It
summer?
has to be the Iron Pigs.
Iron Pigs. I love it. So, hot tip, if you aren't a major sports fan, you can become an Iron Pigs baseball fan this summer, right?
Yes,
Everyone
absolutely.
should be an Iron Pigs fan. How about the best person? So we're all about resources. Link wants to spread the love here. So who's the best person or org to follow on Instagram for summer inspiration?
There is an account called the 610 Girlies that is literally networking and things to do in the Lehigh Valley for women, but just for the resources, restaurants, things to do, events. Definitely check it out.
Okay, cool. I'll have to add them. I'll have to follow them. So thank you so much for tuning in to Navigating Your Community. We hope today's episode helped you feel ready to enjoy summer in Pennsylvania with a little more confidence, curiosity. Make sure to keep your sunscreen and bug spray in hand, as you heard. And of course, Christina and I, we love supporting folks new to the area. So if you have questions about summer or want to get plugged in with Link, I hope you'll visit our website at www.link-lv.org, or you can reach out directly to your Link representative. You can also find us on LinkedIn and Instagram. So we're here to help you navigate this season, the region, and your next adventure. Until next time, check the weather, check our events page, and we hope you'll say yes to something new this summer. That's it.
That's it. Thanks.
It's a wrap.